Hi guys, it's me again, Jennifer Montgomery, back with Inspired Soul Sessions. It is July 10th, 2020. It's Friday, and I'm just popping on. I'm trying to get more consistent, but anyway, we'll see how that goes. I wanted to address a couple of things, one being Fantasy Fest in Key West. So we know that I am an artist, and my primary business for the past 17 years has been face and body art. And Fantasy Fest is one of my most favorite and dear events every year in Key West, and that's one of the events that kind of led me on my path to Key West. So it's dear to my heart, and yeah, so it's a bummer because this year it's been, I don't like to use the word canceled. It sounds so like final, canceled. But so we're going to say we're just skipping it this year. So Fantasy Fest is being skipped for 2020, and we're going to go back ahead in 2021 with Fantasy Fest from what I understand. So of course that's still a long way off, but I'm not surprised. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm super hopeful about it, but you know, I'm not buying into all this you know, pandemic hype. I believe a lot of this is more political than anything. So I don't like to get too far deep down the rabbit hole with that stuff, because honestly, I'm confident in my own research and my belief system, but it's just not up for debate with other people. I'm up to and totally open to kind conversation, whether you agree or not. It's not about having anyone agree with me. I'm not open to I'm going to say violent opposition, because there's been a lot of that. So I'm just going to leave that there. But again, so there is no Fantasy Fest in Key West this year, and any of my people that are still coming, regardless, I really hope to see you. And yes, we can still do body art, whether it's henna, whether it's hair wrap, whether it's makeup, body paint. I mean, just because the Fantasy Fest is not happening doesn't mean that my services are canceled, because they absolutely are not. So please keep that in mind, because that's super important. It's a bummer, it's a disappointment, but again, I'm just kind of rolling with it, because that's what this time is all about, is us being present, and I'm getting comfortable, and just rolling with what comes. So, and just not getting into the ego and totally attached to it and whatever. I mean, it's a change. We're adapting to whatever we're adapting to. So I don't know. For me, it's just be present in the moments that are here. So that's where I'm at with that. What else? Oh, so I just wanted to bring up some other things too, just about, you know, the current energies. Of course, that's kind of how I roll, and I wrote a couple things down. I forgot where I wanted to go. Oh yeah, so I recently, people think I'm crazy, you know, I talk about, you know, this whole, you know, veneer with the COVID being, you know, other things being under the surface that were lurking, that were not being told to us. But the 5G issue, it's real, okay? So when I was traveling from Philadelphia back to Key West less than a month ago, so I'm driving through the state of Maryland on I-95, and I saw the towers, so I know what they look like. I don't recall seeing them before, and there was quite a few. There were also signs indicating that speed was being, I'm going to use the word surveilled. I don't know if that was exactly the wording that was used, but the long and short of it is that do the speed limit or not, and if you don't and you're going above the speed limit, you might get a ticket, and it won't be from a police officer. So guess what I got? Freaking ticket. So the funny thing is I'm fairly notorious for getting speeding violations. So whatever. That's not a surprise to me either. It is just me. I mean, I've gotten them in several states. So, apparently I haven't learned yet. So it is what it is. But what I'm saying is that 5G is for surveillance. So for people that think it's for, oh, I'm gonna get faster internet, yeah, nada. You're gonna be tracked. So, and then it's gonna be capitalized on. So it is what it is. You can argue with me all day long, but I don't care because I have the proof. So yeah, so apparently what they do is, it's got a picture of my car from, I believe, 3 angles, and one being a zoom in on the license plate, and then I think there's 2 other angles too, and a fine. So there's that. Pay attention to the energies and like how you're feeling, because we're in shifting times. It's like transformational. So I'm always looking at Schumann resonance. I'm looking at energetic fluctuations astrologically. For me, they make perfect sense, and it seems that I fall in alignment with those things. So when there's like a lot of like heavy, like dense energy, I tend to feel it, and then I have to do what I have to do, whether it be stay away from everybody in the world and stay in the house, or just, be with myself. There's just sometimes I just can't do shit just because it's just too much. It's just like, it's almost like nothing's working. So when that happens, it's also helpful for me. What I find to be really, really helpful is energy clearing. And I do that with sound. So I used to go to sound baths, like Tibetan sound bowls. My friend Shanda, she's not here in Key West right now, but she had these wonderful sound bath events once a week in Key West, and I loved it. But since she's not here right now, I've been improvising and just using YouTube, because there's really great spiritual tools on YouTube. So I use that to my advantage. So I know yesterday I needed to clear, I don't even know what it was, but it was just like stuff that just felt like just I don't know, it was a weird day. So, but at nighttime, like, listen to that, and like you can I literally feel it, like shifting, clearing, you kind of like go like on a journey. It's like in another dimension. When I woke up this morning, I was like, I felt good. I was like, yeah, like it's like a brand new woman. That was really awesome. I felt really great. So I think when you're absorbing a lot of social media, news, and just like 3D world information, it piles up. And it's almost like, for me, I describe it as it's like creating static. And when that happens, I get very uncomfortable, and it's almost like when a child, I use that, children as an analogy a lot, because I've worked with children my whole life, and like, as adults, if we don't evolve past certain things, we carry those things with us into adulthood. So just because you're walking around in an adult body doesn't necessarily mean you're all grown. So but if you ever see like a child that's like really tired, and they're just being a pain in the ass because they can't express, like they have a hard time expressing what it is, so they just get like kind of like cranky and just pain in the ass. So yesterday I was my own personal pain in the ass. So I took a nap, that didn't really work, and then I painted, and that made me feel a little better, and then I exercised, that was a little bit better too, and then I went out and did some things, and then I felt better. Then I went for a swim, and then the final thing was at nighttime was like just the relaxation and the sound bath, which was really great. It was awesome. So, and you'll feel, the clearing happen. And when you do this, also drink a lot of water, because it's like shifting things in your energy field. So it's like your body's working. So make sure you hydrate and then cleanse things out. So we have the power. There's so many holistic remedies, and there's so many things that I mean, everything we can do holistically for our bodies with nature and natural food and, you know, natural healing. So I'm all about that because it's effective, and that's why it's absolutely effective. I have mentioned before, I lived in a house with toxic mold for a year and a half, unbeknownst to me. So by the time I finally got out of that last year, which was the end of October, I had had a cough for, it was like at least 6 weeks, if not longer. And it was progressive, and it was like in my lungs. So I was coughing, and it was mucus and disgusting, like just like yellow and green stuff coming up. But one of the remedies that I used in conjunction with charcoal, activated charcoal, and healthy, like, cleansing foods was the sound bath. And I can tell you, after the very first one I went to, I started feeling a clearing in my lungs and in my chest, because I was, at that point, it was so uncomfortable. I was having a hard time getting through a conversation without coughing fits erupting. So that's just embarrassing when you're, you know, working with people and you start, you know, having a spontaneous coughing fit, and then it just wouldn't go away. It was not comfortable. So that was awesome with the sound bath. So if you're having any kind of issues like that, certainly consider it. And one of the there's different hertz with the sound. So 741 hertz is to clear toxins. So you'll feel amazing. And do it, like, you know, don't just do it one time, like, you know, depending on what you're trying to do. But if you do it, you know, over a period of time, it's gonna feel good. So yeah, there was one thing I can't even, I don't understand my handwriting. What did I write here? I have no idea what it is I wrote. That's really bad. I went to Catholic school, for Christ's sake. My penmanship should be way better than this. Okay, well, anyway, so there we are. So the month of July is kind of like staying present. That's what it is, staying present. Staying present, and just let things, you know, evolve. I mean, I know people are pissed as this is heightening and, you know, just, it's not even gaining more momentum. I think it's just getting heavier, because it's been so long that we've been, you know, going through all these changes and restrictions. I mean, I can say, like, even yesterday in Key West, we also learned that there's no more fun in Key West for the rest of 2020. So the mayor apparently canceled all the events for 2020. Ooh, wouldn't invite her to my party. So anyway, yeah, no events. I guess anything regarding city property and things like that. I don't even know all the details. All I know is that there's not going to be any fun events until 2021, hopefully. But honestly, yeah, okay, bummer, this really sucks, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm just taking each moment as it is, because, like, initially it could be like, oh man, I'm so pissed. But then I'm like, well, I don't know. Let's just act as if I asked for it, and then maybe, what if it's like the best thing? We don't know. I personally have just been rolling through these restrictions and changes, and I'm doing fine. Like, I feel good. I'm looking for the glimmer of light or hope in all of it, and doing that for me has made it a lot more comfortable and easier. And when I stopped having, like, my own little mental temper tantrums in my mind and outwardly, things feel better. And then with that said, then I get gooder, better, awesomer things. So there we are. Stay present, be happy, be nice to each other, love each other, drink your water, and pay attention. So again, website, jennifermontgomery.net. My books, Woke Woman's Wisdom, are there on the books page. And you can find me on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And please like, comment, and share, and have an awesome day. Okay, thank you. Bye.